Hey there, YouTube. I am back after a long awaited time. I did this YouTube thing before, I would say maybe a couple of years back, but allow me to reintroduce myself. And my name is Flashback and I just want to just let you know how the story begun. It all time life got flipped upside down. I'd like to take a minute, just sit right there, and I'll tell you how it became. No, that ain't it. Anyhow, let me get you to the beginning of my story, Marquita, and it kind of would start back in Jackson, Mississippi, where I'm from. I now reside in Georgia, and it started with this little light of mine. I'm gonna let it shine. Going down to the rural church in Jackson, Mississippi area where my faith, started then. And two, when I was about middle school age, and I would say all of those things just got me on the journey that I'm on now. When Oprah Winfrey camera crew came to my home, and I had always saw this lady on TV, because I'm telling you all this story because she has impacted my life so much, through the loss of my mom and just the consciousness in my sister and the things, domestic violence things I went through, to be able to be here, sitting here, to speak with you all. And but first and foremost, God, that I would say God orchestrated me being able to find Oprah, and just gained so much from her, showing her her purpose in her life. So, and I want to tell you my purpose. So my purpose in sitting here and sharing these things is, it started back from that day, and me just becoming aware of who this lady was when her camera crew showed up, and thought she was out there, but she wasn't. So that made me even more curious as to where is she. I would see her maybe on TV as a young girl, but I didn't really watch TV much like that, as a child. I did, but I didn't. If I did, it wasn't the Oprah show like that growing up. It was Blossom and things of that nature. Fresh Prince, Family Matters, things that kids would watch majority of the time. But I did start tuning more into Oprah because I became the Oprah girl at the school. Everybody knew me as, I know my teachers, I don't know if many students knew, but they was on the Oprah, like, hey, Oprah girl, Oprah came to your house, and I was like, yes. Well, her TV show, not Oprah. I wish it was Oprah, but it wasn't. But anyhow, to go from there, and then also the course of life, I lose my sister at a young age, and then not long after that, years later, my sister passed in 99, my mom passed in 06. And the course of domestic violence, and somehow I don't think I was just watching Oprah consistently, but I started back just praying more, because going through things, sometimes you turn away from what you really need. I turned away from going to church as I should, which I didn't just grow up in church. We started going to church around the time I started singing Little Light of Mine, and that was with other people a lot of time. My mama, she was a spiritual person. She did believe in God and Christ, I know, but she wasn't a person that went to church on Sundays, and she didn't make us go, but she would encourage us to go with others a lot of time. And so, let me get back to it, but anyhow, and as I got older, I formed my own relationship with God, and with the help of my grandmother, encouraging us to join a church. I joined, I want to say, around the age of 13, 14, yeah, I was about, 13, I would say. So, that's where my spiritual awareness and just, starting to be more conscious to go to church more Sundays, than I did as growing up, which I don't, think my mom meant nothing by us not going, because she still instilled, many Christ-like things into my life and behaviors, that I have today. And her teaching me, things that she did learn herself from her mom, or however she learned, So yes, so let's go to my more conscious awareness, throughout me not just being consistent, or, after being not consistent in church,